This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Welcome everyone to another edition of the Prod Pod. I heard someone say in the corridor their favourite podcast that Fitzy Whipper Kate Ritchie put out is the Prod Pod.
Who said that?
I'm glad you heard me.
I heard it as well. Cannot confirm or deny, but they work on another show in the business. I can't say.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't say.
Georgie.
It was Georgie. No, she said she was listening to the Prod Pod at the gym. And then she said, have you heard that Gout's name is not Gout? And I was like, you've clearly not been listening to the Fitzy Whipper Kate Ritchie podcast, but you have been listening to the Producer podcast.
Yeah. Well
because
done.
we did cover that. Okay, today we are playing a brand new game. I say brand new because I don't think we've done a game on the Producers Pod before, but I'm very excited and it goes a little bit like this.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie.
All the things they said across the year. It's very, very simple. All you guys have to do is guess who said this quote from 2024. The answers can be Kate, Fitzy or Whipper. I don't have any Tommy quotes.
Do we buzz with our own name?
I think I might actually. There's so many of them. I might just give you each a chance. All right, so let's start with the very first one here. Let's go, Maddie. All right. The quote is, now I'm going to read it out. You'll give your answer and then I'll play the actual audio so we can all hear it and reminisce together. And you know what? We might even have a great old chuckle. This will be lots of fun. All right. The ladies are trying to chase that youthful look and tell you they haven't had anything done. No, my lips always look like I've been punched in the face. Who said that? Fitzy, Whipper, or our lovely Kate Ritchie?
I feel like this is incriminating, but is it Kate?
Let's have a listen.
The ladies trying to chase that youthful look and
Very
they tell
good.
you that they haven't had anything done. No, my lips always look like I've been punched in the face.
I thought it was going to be Fitz, to be honest.
It does sound like something
Yeah.
Fitzy would say. And what's going on over there?
I don't know. He
Kisses
was
to
just
each
pointing at. Ollie was just pointing at
All right,
me.
well, point at yourself, Ollie, because you are up next. Here is your quote. I love it when you just put it on your tongue and you don't even have to suck on it. You just put your tongue out and it's gone. Who said that?
Screams Kate Ritchie.
It does scream Kate Ritchie, but who was it?
I love it when you just put it on your tongue. You don't even have to suck on it.
And
You
it melts.
You just have your tongue out for a couple of minutes and it's gone,
Don't put
Kate.
your tongue out.
What?
You're
Fitzy.
wrong.
I could have sworn that was an out of context Kate.
A lot of these sound like they could be out of context, Kates, and a lot of them are out of context, Kates. Let's see about this one. This is for you, Lizzie. All right, the quote is, do not take on a role you're not entitled to and can't live up to the expectations of. Get out now, grow some breasts.
Whip.
Let's have a listen.
Can you say no to an invitation to be on the bridal party or be in the wedding?
In a bridal party, you absolutely can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. Do not take on a role that, firstly, you don't think you're fit for. Secondly, that you don't think you're entitled to and you don't think you can live up to the expectations of. Get out now, grow some
Plums.
breasts.
Kate Ritchie with our very first grow some breasts
Grow
for
some
the year.
breasts.
Yeah.
I get half a point because Whipper did add in there about plums.
Plums.
Well, but it wasn't plums though, it was breasts.
I know, but
Lizzie.
he's always talking about breasts.
All right, we'll leave that one there. Okay, Chate, let's come to you. This one is, one of the great tips I'll give you in radio is that the listener can hear you smile. Who would have said that?
That's definitely Whip.
Let's have a listen.
Tune in from 6 o'clock every morning and learn radio from one of the best.
Kate, one of the great tips I'll give you, and anybody interested in radio, is remember the listener can hear you smile
And cry. I learned that the hard
at the
way.
same time.
The laugh went on like a little bit too long. Yeah, you could hear there was a bit of truth in that.
Whip says that when he just walks around in the corridor to random people. He just gives radio advice to people in the corridors and no one asks. He
The
just
most
gives it.
wise man
It's
in
very
radio.
true. Do you know that I came in here 1 year before I worked on the show? I think I was covering maybe summer brekkie, and I had asked Tom, can I come and sit in and just see, because I had done, maybe I'd done weekend brekkie before, but we didn't have live traffic, so I just wanted to see how like the clocks worked and everything. And I'd been in here like 20 minutes, and then Whip called me over to his side of the desk. He said, Jess, come here. And then he got a pen and then he signed a live read and he said, you take that with you, and gave me a link.
Is it signed? Is it in a poster on the wall in your house?
No, it's in the bin where it should be. Where it should be. All right, Maddie, let's come back to you. The quote is, I've been struggling to sleep listening out for the kids. I've recently been putting another pillow over my head and I've just been trying to cut off my breathing. Who said that?
Was it Fitz?
Going to sleep.
Very
I
good.
struggled to sleep listening out for the boys and listening out if I could hear anything and if there was anything going wrong at night. I have recently I've been putting another pillow over my head.
Interesting.
On my other ear.
We've been trying to do that to you for years.
And I've been trying to cut off my breathing.
Bless Fitzy, he's told me before that every time he goes to sleep at night, he like has OCD about checking the doors. Like he'll get up like 3 times to check that the doors are all locked, especially when his kids were little because he was so nervous like someone would come in or
I
whatever.
used to do that as a kid. That is actually OCD.
Yeah, I think it might be. But
Yeah.
he said now that the kids are older, he doesn't even care. He's like, every man for himself. I just want a good night's sleep.
I've also put a pillow over my head though, but not to try stop breathing, but to keep the light
Go
out.
on. Oh, the light. Okay. Anyone else
light?
think it was
The
getting
light.
Or
saucy?
Shannon's feet, because we did find out that he sleeps.
Yeah, just I needed a barrier between them.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you having a good time texting,
Yeah, sorry,
Ollie?
everybody.
Yeah,
all
that's
right,
all
Ollie,
right.
stay with us, mate, because this is your quote here. This guy carried out an unusual burglary and has been sentenced to almost 2 years in Brisbane. Who said that?
Kate.
The idea of having somebody break into your house in the
Yep,
first place
scary.
is creepy. What this guy did, Damien, he carried out this very unusual burglary. He's actually been sentenced to almost 2 years in Brisbane. In Brisbane.
He's been sentenced to
Poor
2
butt.
years in Brisbane.
Well, that's life anyway.
Oh, my God. Good behaviour, and he's on the Gold Coast.
That was one of my favourite.
That was funny.
Honestly,
I think
that
I'd
was
rather
very
prison
funny.
than Brisbane, though.
So true, Ollie. So true. And shout out to all our Queensland listeners here as well on the Pod. Okay, let's come back to you, Lizzie. I only ever get the participation award, and then for any event I was in heat number 2. So I was the leftover loser race, and my closest chance of getting a 1, 2, or 3 was in that race. Who would have said that?
Oh, I have no idea. Kate?
Have a listen.
I only ever got the
far
participation
out.
award, so I would just get like the red ribbon that didn't say anything. It just meant that you turned up, really. And then any event that I was always in heat number 2, so that they had sort of the leftover losers race that they would put together.
Surely that was a
and I would
giveaway.
just have a crack at that. And that was my closest chance of getting a 1, 2, or a 3.
It's tough.
Yeah. I feel like I don't even know him at all anymore.
I know.
I'd also like to just point out that Ollie's taking photos of me during this
Now you
whole
know how the guests
record.
feel when you're in the lurking studio.
Lizzie, of course, does a wonderful studio lurk from the
corner. I'm just
behind
the
me,
girl
and we
in the
just hear it.
corner.
If you ever hear a snap, 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 snap,
That's me.
Lizzie.
All
Or
right.
as Jamie Oliver calls her, social media girl. Come on in here.
Delete it.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Okay, Che, let's come to you. Do you know what guys don't like? Guys don't like being told what to do.
Fits.
Let's have a listen.
Do you know what guys don't like?
What?
Guys don't like being told what to do.
Well, they need it.
Good little response there from Kate. And that's always, actually, let me find it. I don't have this on a, accessible button. I always have to type it in, but I find myself playing it more and more that I should just have it ready.
Come on, pig!
Anytime Whipper says anything. All right, Maddie, back to you. You sort of want your kids to get crook off lollies at some stage, don't you?
This was definitely Whip. I reckon around Halloween, bribing his kids.
Let's have a listen.
You sort of want your kids to get crook off lollies at some stage, don't you?
Fitzy.
I knocked off a whole packet of Delta Creams. Have not been able to touch one since.
Isn't that interesting?
There you go.
Like when I did 14 Mars bars that Christmas day, Fitz.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Little mini ones, or
Yeah,
not?
big
They weren't the
thumpers.
fun size.
Yeah, no, they
no
were
fun.
thumpers.
No fun
That
about
was-
those
It
sizes.
was only a year ago as well, which was quite sad.
Now, if the quote had been, I knocked off 14 Mars bars at Christmas, you probably would have got that one right. Ollie, coming back to you, the quote is, I think I'm getting to the end of my limit of you two this morning. I think I've had enough for today. Who would have said that?
For the third guess, I'm going to guess Kate. I think I'm right.
Very good.
AI will play a big part in determining diagnosis and things like that.
Okay.
It will. Because when you have a
know.
data set that you can reflect on, why wouldn't you use it?
So they're saying... they're
Kate
not-
Ritchie
at the
doesn't know how to
moment-
turn her TV on, so this conversation panics her.
It doesn't panic me. I just think I'm getting to the end of my limit of the two of you this morning.
So it's nothing to do with AI.
Oh, gosh.
I think I've had enough for today.
Have you, mate?
Well, go and have a rest.
You've
I mean,
only
you've
got 5 minutes.
The best bit was she was so serious.
And I think
Yeah.
it was at 6:41 a.m. anyway, so
Pretty sure
quick
it was.
to get
the
there.
best bit is, let me replay it for you. Have a little listen to her sigh when they start talking about AI for the 1 billionth time.
AI will play a big part in determining diagnosis.
Very good. Okay, Lizzie, this is your quote. We all need to be on board with the consistency of lying to kids. Who would have said that?
Oh, I want to say whip, but I don't know.
I think you do want to say whip.
If your parenting style is to lie to your children,
We all need to be on board with the consistency of
Lying.
lying, because some kids go to school and say, well, my mum told me this. And then obviously that can spread
gotcha.
and then questions are asked.
very nervous.
You finally invited over the biological father of the kids, have
Yes.
you then?
You thought it was better for the family, but eventually the kids are going to find
His
out.
name's Gary. He was a taxi driver.
Very funny.
Very good. Well done, Lizzie. And Chait, the final one here. The quote is, there are some obvious things that go together. Fitzy and Whipper, bacon and eggs. You're more the pickle of the radio world. You pick it out of your burger and throw it against the window.
I know for sure. Oh no, is that Kate?
Let's have a listen.
There are some obvious things that go together.
Fitzy and Whipper.
Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs.
Are you saying that Kate Ritchie is like the jalapeno of the radio world?
You're more the pickle of the radio world. You pull it out of your burger and you throw it against the window.
See, I remember making a video of that one. So I was like, I know Kate said something about the pickle. Then Whip had a response, but I couldn't remember
That's
which way.
true. A lot of them you'll hear from the audio. They all kind of layer in together. It's almost
pickle's
like
the best
perfect
bit.
show. I agree, Lizzie. The pickle is the best bit. Who felt like they won that?
Maddie, you
I
did
thought
pretty
I
well.
got 2 out of 3.
I got 2 out of 3.
I didn't, and now I'm really upset, actually.
I got 2 out of 3 as well.
Okay,
so-
not bad at all. Not bad at all.
How
You
many did you
kind
get,
of know
Lizzie?
the show. Maybe on the one you missed, you weren't in that day. That's okay. Thank you for playing, guys. That was all the things they said, the 2024 edition. No doubt, by begging of the people listening to the pod, it'll be back next 2025.
Can't wait.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.